Sanatana Rupa Raghuna Dasarup Sanatana Rupa Raghuna Bhatta Yoga Sri Boha Prabhu Lokanath Bhatta Yoga Sri Boha Prabhu Lokanath Daya Karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Daya Karo Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das Ramachandra Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das. Mother, you go little, that bench goes little that way. The last one goes that way, Lilma. Yeah, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You have to sit on a table today because you have to present. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. You have to log in. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Purnachandra Prabhu will give you password. Phil, can you have her log in? Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Thank you. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Haribal 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 Nitai Gaur Haribal Nitai Gaur Haribal
Haribol, Haribol, Nityai, Haribol, Haribol.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya. Who is singing today? You are the coordinator.
Yeah, I think I was.
No, you are.
I think I was.
Prahlada Prabhu? No, I thought you making it.
Yeah.
Who is singing? Go ahead.
Oh.
I'm just getter. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajanara Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Sodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Natira Natira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Feel she has to join in order to present. I don't see you. What? I don't see. Oh, I see. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayom Vishnupad Pramangsa Pariprajagacharya Stotara Shata Sri Simasila Bhai Charna Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Godi Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Silovadas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवोदित धाम की जय द्वार कपड़ी धाम की जय दिलान यात्रा की जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की जय शिल प्रभुपाद गुरु पूजा की जय भक्ति शास्त्री स्टडी ग्रुप भक्त वृंद की जय भक्ति शास्त्री ग्रंथ की जय भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु ग्रंथ की जय संगत वैष्णव वृंद की जय गौर ब्रह्मानंदे हरि हरि all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Keshwara Chabudara Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Shashe Deve Gauravani Pacharni Nivisheshe Shurnavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini. So, Prabhus and mothers, I am really excited about this Bhaktirasamrita Sidhu. I'm not just saying it just to motivate you. I am experiencing this excitement. Because if you plant mango seed, Mother Amrita, when will you get the coconut out of it? You are not Mother Amrita, are you? If you, yes, Yes.
Spiritual side. It will come out of the mango.
This is the root cause of today's subject, that why people suffer, because they are not fully aware. Every thought we have, do they constitute a action, literally transform into activities? You will learn. Pay attention. You can actually literally solve all your material suffering just from one result. There are 6 results. So I'm asking all of you how we are going to proceed with this. So Mother Kaylee going to present today's chapter. Should I talk few minutes before, give the whole chapter fast, or I think it's better, this is just my opinion. She present it, then I'll see if there is anything lacking, or if something need to be more magnifying or amplifying, that will be better. That's better?
Yeah.
Okay. Majority vote? You can vote because you are the presenter. Everybody understand my question? Yeah, Purnachandra Prabhu? Okay. All right. I gave you, oh, so which one, there's 2 Rama. Which one I give you both? This doesn't matter. Okay. Mike, welcome. Is that the mic from yesterday?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I'm so happy to see you.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you can begin, Mother. Go ahead. No, you can do from there. Yes. Phil, would you like to sit maybe next to her? You go to bottom, there is a share bottom. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And maybe you can.
Okay. Can you see? Can you see this? Not from here. Online also.
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh,
we can
thank
see
you,
that.
Mike. Wonderful. No one is here, just you and your slide with Krishna. Focus on like this. Don't look at everybody.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. So I'll be going over chapter 1 here. And the title of this chapter is The Characteristics of Pure Devotional Service. So I just wanted to quickly offer some respects to Prabhupada who have his literatures to show responding of this had hand in these literatures. And then also I want to ask the blessings of all the devotees present just so that not qualified, but by everyone's mercy, could speak something on these subjects. Just try to be the instrument for sure. Okay. So then we can start with the prayers and 6 correspondence. You can all recite together, and then the English is below.
Nipuna Sadharma Samsthapi Lokanam Hitakari Vande Rupa Sanatana Yuga Sri Jiva Gopal Vande Rupa Sanatana Sri Jiva
So here the main chapter mainly deals with the 6 characteristics of service. So everything on these slides will be they're related to questions on the exam. So these ones everyone can write down.
Okay, fine.
So I think the question on the exam is asking to name the characteristics of pure service in either English or Sanskrit. So they're both listed here. So the
I have a
first one-
question.
Yeah.
What is characteristics means?
Characteristic. The way my understanding from reading Srila Prabhupada's purport is that these are all different things that happen when one performs pure devotional service.
Good.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
So the first thing that usually happens is the immediate relief from all kinds of distress, which is referred to as Paripadni. And so Srila Prabhupada gives many examples throughout the purports where Krishna expresses his protection for those who are surrendered unto him. I was gonna see if maybe people can read different things, but yeah. So I guess in Bhagavad Gita 1866, if someone has a Gita, yeah, read 1866.
1866.
Yeah. This is just one example. There's a few.
Sarva dharman paritteja mamekam saranam praja aham tam sarva papeba mokshayasami ma sucha. Abandon all variety of. You don't need book.
Okay.
It should be in the throat. Go ahead. Abandon
Abandon
all varieties of.
and surrender unto
I'll deliver you.
from all the senses.
Good. Good. This is good.
Yeah, this one is very clearly where we see Krishna is saying to his surrendered devotees that he will not only protect but also protect from the reactions of sinful activity, like seemingly sinful activities. And for example, when Arjuna was killing his family, but he was protected by Krishna from the sinful reactions of those activities. There's another example of Srila Rupa Goswami quotes in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11:14-18. Those are some of his instructions to Uddhava, where he talks about how devotional service unto Krishna is like a blazing fire which can burn into ashes unlimited fuel supplied to it. So this is another example of the blazing fire that can burn any amount of fuel added. It's referred to as devotional service that can burn up all the fuel of sinful activities. So, and then we have Devahuti also describing to what Kapila Dev, her son, in the Bhagavatam, where she also talks about Krishna protecting his surrendered devotees from sinful. So there's a few in here. Prabhupada says also in the purport that when one chants the Maha Mantra, it means sinful reactions have become neutralized. So maybe we can all chant the Maha Mantra once.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Kr
So we can all take Prabhupada's word that through that alone, our sinful reactions have been cleansed. So just a little question. So can someone remember a devotee who's lived a sinful life, but at somehow time of death was able to remember one of Krishna's names and was saved?
Starts with A.
I think Amrita said Ajanu. So
Okay.
we all know this pastime, but that's a very good example. You can see in the Bhagavatam where Krishna actually fulfills that promise that he gives. So the first one and the second one, so bringing immediate relief of all kinds of distress and beginning of all auspiciousness, these two are interrelated because typically as relief from distress comes, the beginning, like auspiciousness tends to increase. So we can see Srila Rupa Goswami gives a definition of auspiciousness, but before his, the dictionary definition of auspicious is that which is conducive to success or something favorable. And then Srila Rupa Goswami defines auspiciousness as activities for all the people, welfare activities for all the people of the world. So his is more defined, and they are also both related because actions that are conducive to success are also favorable for all the people of the world. It's just more specific because people have different ideas of success, but this is the real success. So Sukadev Goswami.
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry. Are you talking all the result together, or are you talking a specific result? There are 6, you said 6 characteristics.
6 things.
So are you presenting all together, or so I can follow?
Yeah, I'm just going like express. So these are the 6 are listed, and I'm just trying to give brief things about each of them.
Each of them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
right now we're just at the second one. So I
Okay.
discussed the first one.
Okay.
Given some examples. It will go quicker, but there's other slides that pertain more so to the.
That's good. I just want to
Okay.
keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the first one and the second one have more in background, so spend more time on this. But yeah, we can see in Krishna consciousness, auspiciousness occurs. Prabhupada gives examples of children, like young boys who are able to give up illicit sex and all these things that are very difficult for people, even in material success or education, are not able to give up. So we can see that it is also the beginning of all auspiciousness. And then the third one automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. So here, Rupa Goswami classifies 3 sources of happiness, and that will be discussed a little bit later because it is one of the questions in the exam. So we'll go over that one later. The fourth one is that pure devotional service is rarely achieved. Prabhupada states in the purport that Krishna easily offers one material happiness or liberation, but devotional service can only be attained through the mercy of. So you can read the last, someone can open their book to page 16. You can read the last paragraph, that will summarize it pretty nicely. Page 16. That's it. It's a lot of numbers. Yeah. Chapter 1, page 6. Well, at least that was in my book.
No, different. Your paper is.
Oh, Krishna. Okay, I'll read it then since I have this.
Turn it on.
The rarity of devotional service is also confirmed in the Tantra Shastra, where Lord Shiva says to Sati, "My dear Sati, if one is a very fine philosopher, analyzing the different processes of knowledge, he can achieve liberation from the material entanglement. By performance of the ritualistic sacrifices recommended in the texts, one can be elevated to the platform of pious activities and thereby enjoy the material comforts of life to the fullest extent. But all such endeavors can hardly offer anyone devotional service to the Lord, not even if one tries for it by such processes for many, many thousands of births." So here you can see Lord Shiva is actually explaining the rarity of pure devotional service, but later Prabhupada talks that he says that it's only achieved through a pure devotee. So a pure devotee has to show us some mercy, and then we're able to be situated to perform devotional service. So then number 5, that it derives the conception of even of liberation.
Your slide is not moving.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure that.
Yeah, it's just going. There's not many slides, so it's
No, that's fine. As long I know we are not.
okay. Yeah, just this. So, so that pure devotional service derives the conception of liberation. So typically we'll see many examples Prabhupada gives that when one is engaged in pure devotional service, one is not interested in anything, any kind of material happiness, let alone liberation even. So liberation, Prabhupada he kind of relates it with material activities. So it's still on the material platform. So someone who's performing pure devotional service is not even concerned about liberation. And then number 6 is that it is the only means to attract Krishna. So you can see here that Prabhupada gives the example of how Krishna remained with the Pandavas. Arjuna expressed that he has been so disrespectful to Lord Krishna after seeing the universal form. He just couldn't understand Krishna's greatness. But though Krishna was obviously not disrespected by Arjuna, that mood was there, Krishna still stayed with the Pandavas because he was attracted by their devotion, friendship, and love. So it's the only way to attract him. So this is just a list of the 5 different types of liberation. It's not important, not on the exam, but I just wanted, these are the things to become one with the Lord, to live with the Supreme Lord on the same planet, to have the same features as the Lord, to enjoy the same opulences as the Lord, and to live as a companion of the Lord. Just wanted to express that one engaged in pure devotional service is not even worried about these things. I mean, all these things are very attractive and they relate to Krishna, but there's no talk about service here, and this is what the one in pure devotional service is engaged in. So if that's not there, it's not really of interest. So then this refers to the types of sinful reactions, and there's a couple of different, the whole process of sinful activities is a whole process in its own, but for the exam, it just asks about the types of sinful reactions. And so we have here, there's manifest and unmanifest. So unmanifest is referred to as aparabdha. And so this one is essentially the sinful activities that are stored within us that we have not yet suffered the consequences for. So an example we can see here is the results that a man receives. Sorry, as a result. So when a man commits thievery, he is subject to suffer a punishment for that act. But he's not immediately going to suffer that. He's kind of awaiting for his rest, and maybe it will happen at birth, we don't know. So that's what aparabdha is. It's an unmanifested sinful reaction. So when it becomes manifest, it is then referred to as parabdha. And so this refers to the sinful activities that we are currently suffering at the present moment. And then listed here that desire usually causes one to commit an act. So we might have that desire might come up in this lifetime. That's the manifestation of the sinful action. And then we receive a reaction based on that action. So here it says that devotional service eradicates all 4 stages of sinful reaction in chronological order. So when one engages in devotional service, one does not even have that desire to commit a sinful action. So here, this is also one of the questions on the exam. It asks about the relationship between atonement and elephant bathing. So here, Srila Rupa Goswami. Yeah, liked this opportunity to find pictures of elephants like this, but so we can see Srila Rupa Goswami talks about how an elephant will go and bathe, and then directly after bathing, he will throw dirt on himself. So Srila Rupa Goswami was seeing spiritual practitioners go into religious activities for purification, and then immediately after go back to committing sinful actions. So this is not advised, and it can be compared to this. I put this photo of this person helping bathe the baby elephant as kind of to signify that maybe we need the help of someone who knows how to bathe properly. Frequently seen as like the guru helping us clean ourselves. I don't know. I just thought it was a cute photo and I was trying to make it right. Okay. So these are the three sources of happiness that Srila Rupa Goswami relates to. The previous slide that talks about when one is situated in transcendental happiness, or that devotional service brings about happiness. So the first one derived from material enjoyment. This can be seen in so many different ways. I'm going to talk more of like combining the happiness derived from material enjoyment and happiness derived by identifying oneself with the Supreme Brahman. Because Prabhupada doesn't really speak about the sources of happiness derived from material enjoyment. He focuses on identifying with the Supreme Brahman because this is still situated on the material platform. So he kind of combines them actually. So here, happiness derived from identifying with the Supreme Brahman is usually it's some kind of material perfection. We can see a lot of yogis and Mayavadi and personalists tend to be very highly educated and very realized souls, but they eventually have to come down to engage on the material platform because they're not actually experiencing that transcendental happiness and bliss constantly. It's a temporary a temporary feeling of happiness. So because these people tend to still be spiritually inclined, they do engage in political activities or social welfare activities.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So, because you're saying like identifying.
Mike?
Yes.
See, my
Um, so identifying oneself with Supreme and like understanding oneself as Brahman, you're saying that this is temporary, but I mean, isn't the soul made of?
So this is identifying oneself with the Supreme Brahman. So it's like now my identity is one with the Supreme Brahman. When one has the realization of Brahman or Bhagavan, actually, they realize that we're part and parcel. I'm not one with the Supreme, but I'm simultaneously one with it. That's my understanding. I believe that has something to do with it.
that's good. Unless she wants to.
So there, so yeah, that's kind of the happiness that comes from identifying when one identifies themselves with the Supreme Brahman. It is temporary and it refers to material perfection, which is not really possible in this material world. It's difficult to have everything be so perfect. And we can see little ways of this, like when we want to have like the perfect tilak, right? So the beauty about Krishna consciousness is it's so easy to just transfer that consciousness to, okay, I want tilak to be nice and perfect because it's representing Krishna. I want people to be reminded of Krishna when they see this tilak, rather than trying to just make it perfect. So we can carry this consciousness over into everything and spiritualize this idea of trying to have things be externally perfect and purify the internal consciousness. So that's just a practice. So obviously the highest is the source of the happiness derived from Krishna consciousness. And so this is the highest because it is eternal, it's everlasting, and we can see this in so many different ways. Even in Prabhupada gives the example of Prahlad Maharaj, who is praying to Lord Nrsimhadev repeatedly that he may be stronger in devotional service because it is so powerful. Everything else kind of comes along with it. So one actually does not need to pray for anything, any kind of material liberation or material benefits, because when one is just simply praying for devotional service, all these other things, they kind of come into place. We can also see this in other religious texts like the Bible, where it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and the rest shall be added unto you." So it seems many people are experiencing this in different religious groups. Yeah, so also do something quickly here. There's an example of the devotee of Mahaprabhu on page 15, second paragraph, if anyone wants to follow along. So it says, there was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya known as Bolavecha Sridhar, who was a very poor man. He was doing a small business selling cups made from the leaves of plantain trees, and his income was almost nothing. Still, he was spending 50% of his small income on the worship of the Ganges, and with the other 50% he was somehow living. Lord Chaitanya once revealed himself to this confidential devotee, Bolavecha Sridhar, and offered him any opulence that he liked. But Sridhar informed the Lord that he did not want any material opulence. He was quite happy in his present position and wanted only to gain unflinching faith and devotion unto the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. That is the position of pure devotees. If they can be engaged 24 hours each day in devotional service, they do not want anything else, not even the happiness of liberation or of becoming one with the Supreme. So this is one who I just find we can get very inspired by these devotees who have actually experienced Lord Chaitanya coming to them and offering them benedictions like Prahlad. They've actually come and said, hey, you can have whatever you like if God were to come to you and ask anything that you want. And these devotees are just so happy with what they are doing for the Lord, so they don't want or need anything. And even Prahlad was almost forced by Lord Nishimadev to pick something. So finally Prahlad was like, okay, just save my father, you know? It's like just the purity is very, very inspiring. So we can learn from these devotees. So this is just a quote of Lord Shiva to their Sakti, just talking about Prabhupada mentions this in the purport of the happiness. So another example is, my dear wife, a person who has surrendered himself at the lotus feet of Govinda and who has thus developed pure Krishna consciousness can be very easily awarded all the perfections desired by the impersonalists, and beyond this, he can enjoy the happiness achieved by the pure devotees. So here again, it's just another good example of why pure devotees don't actually need to ask for anything when God himself is asking them they need anything, because that faith and that trust that Krishna is going to provide everything that they need when they're performing service is just so natural. So the question of asking for anything doesn't even come. So it's fine. So this one is another question on the exam. So I believe the question asks, who is the highest symbol of pure devotional service? And we can see that is, you see Radharani. And so another question that was asked is this name, Madan Mohan Mohini. Mohani. What do you say? Mohani? Yeah. So this name, Madan Mohan Mohani, is referred to as, it's a name given by the Brajavasis for Radharani. And so the name Madan Mohan is a name of Krishna, and that name means that he is so attractive that he can defeat the attraction of thousands of cupids. I don't know if anyone has experienced Cupid before, but 1,000 cupids, that's kind of crazy. And Radharani is still more attractive, that she can even attract Krishna. So that's what this name refers to, is the Mohani, is the one that can attract the attractor of Cupid. And it's also mentioned in the purport that to be able to perform devotional service is to follow in Radharani's footsteps. So when you see a good quality in someone, we want to try to emulate, we want to follow in their footsteps, we want to try to have the same actions, things like this, So same thing when we want pure devotional service, we can look to Radharani for examples and try to ask for her blessings in that sense. And then it says also in the purport that devotional service is under the control of Radharani as Devi Prakriti, which is the internal potency, Krishna's internal potency. And the last question on the exam is that pure devotional service, why is pure devotional service even greater than Krishna? I believe that is the question. So, yeah, we can see many reasons why is that it attracts Krishna himself. That's the main reason. Pure devotional service is so attractive that it attracts Krishna. We can see, I gave the example already of the Pandava brothers. Krishna was so attracted by their love and devotion and friendship that he remained with them, even though it was seemingly disrespectful as he was feeling, but it was so attractive to Krishna. Like, I guess maybe you guys can also see when someone just has a lot of love for you, you just not, even though there's maybe they have like so many annoying qualities or something, I don't know. We still really like, we just love how loving that person is. So I don't know, this experience that is like mother with a child, I guess. The mother might be annoyed by the baby's crying, but she knows that that love is really there. Good. So that's all of the questions on the, oh, sorry, I didn't do this. This is the slide for that. So those are the questions. What?
We go back.
Oh, yeah. So the main thing of the question for the exam is just saying, why is devotional service even greater than Krishna? And the first point is that it attracts Krishna himself. What they're looking. Yeah, that's pretty much all the questions. And
Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Question. You have to answer the question.
Clarification of this.
for example, yeah.
True
Okay.
maturity, this.
Yeah, so actually this is something that I was also couldn't quite tell. So I would just advise everyone to do more reading on this part because I was trying to look for the examples of the sinful reactions, but I couldn't find so many examples. I just found one example for each of these. So I don't know if it's referring to 4 examples, but there's 4 stages of sinful activities reactions. So I was actually going to ask Linda about this.
Could you go back?
I
to the slide?
wasn't. What?
Could you go back to that slide?
Oh, see, okay, I'm still getting used to this. Okay, so it asked for 4 examples. I'm not sure because I only found these examples in the first that Prabhupada gave. So I don't know if it's referring
What is the
to
question?
Yeah, can someone
4, like a number 4?
4 examples, yeah. These 4 examples Prabhupada gives of mature sinful.
And everybody read this chapter, no? Did Prabhupada give 4?
4 stages are mentioned.
4 stages difference.
For example, like
Yeah, so I wrote here the 4 stages, but the question I'm not sure if it was like a typo or something, but I only found these examples. So I just have to try to.
It has to be type of mistake then. Maybe we should talk to the person who made the question.
so does mature means prarabdha? Mature means aprarabdha
Prarabdha is mature.
is mature.
Aprarabdha is yet to.
The other 3 are mature.
No. Only prarabdha.
Prarabdha is mature.
But he's talking, I think, question talking about the example.
Yeah, the example.
Like some person who.
Right, but I want to define mature and immature.
Prarabdha and aprarabdha.
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
That's
So
it.
then,
That's it.
Tom and Vijay.
Three causes of suffering. So you have 3 causes of suffering and 2 kinds of sinful reaction. If you look at that way, it will be easy. You can still sit if you want. You are done? Okay, you are afraid.
So
But you did good though. Very good.
presentation was good. slight circle. Say it's the right chairs, symbols.
I also want to, it's really fun to do this. I appreciate it. And I also had inspiration from Bhaktirasamrita. I listened to some of his lectures. He really sets a good mood. I recommend people listening. Okay.
Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Any questions?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Sorry.
Krishna, Mother Brajarani Devi Dasi. Yes.
Hare Krishna. In this paragraph, I see that it shows examples that mature ones are exhibited if one is suffering from some chronic disease or suffering from some legal implication. If one is
Yes.
born. So those are examples.
Did you find 4?
Yes. Then it says if one is born in a low and degraded family, or if one is
Okay.
uneducated or very ugly. So
Can
are those
everybody
the
hear?
4 examples?
She's saying that somebody is born in a low family, uneducated, and then
Suffering chronic
lawsuits,
disease. Yes.
chronic disease. And what's the 4th one? Legal something? Legal dispute?
Legal implication.
So that
Yes.
could be a good example. Yeah, people suffer with that. Very good, Mother Brajarani.
Hare Krishna.
She paid attention.
One is low birth, other is lawsuit, the other one is chronic disease. And which one is
Uneducated.
un-
People suffer for that too. So who is doing the chapters 2? Now 2 to 16, we can go very quick. It can be done in 1 day, 3 sessions, or it can be done in 2 days. We can do. But 17, 18 has to be little time because this is your goal of life. Immediate goal. And ultimate goal is chapter 19. Ultimate goal is chapter 19, but 19 is like 17 and 18 is like a part of the 19. So it's not like it's separate. It's just that blooming to blossoming. That's all. It's the same thing, but it's in a bigger way. Prem means like sun. And 17, 18 is like a ray of sun coming through the cloud. So it is sun, but not fully blossom. Everybody understand that logic? Okay. So this is very good. Now, my request is, I know you have come for Bhakti Shastri, but I did not come for Bhakti Shastri only. Something this you have to carry on whole life. If you did not grasp this chapter, you will not get out of material suffering. This is not just to pass the exam. This is what makes us pure. So you have to really think very deeply. I would suggest like create questions and or read this chapter 10 times. Did anybody read this chapter 10 times during Prabhupada's time? Do you know? They came to Prabhupada. We don't understand. Say, read it again. Then I came back. Prabhupada said, read it again. Then so Prabhupada still like a lot of things like not so clear. Prabhupada said, keep on reading. So they read 10 times. Prabhupada's time, I'm talking about Nectar of Devotion, not any book, Nectar of Devotion. So this chapter is very important. We did talk about bhakti, pure bhakti other day. But then it's easy. I don't mean to be critical, but what happened, after a few days, we'll go back to where we come from. What level of consciousness we come from before Bhakti Shastri, and after a few days or a week, we'll go back. But that's not the purpose of Prabhupada's writing this. I want you to like Become a different person. Become who you really are ultimately, but go push yourself to become that person. This has to be done. Otherwise, nectar of devotion, if we cannot embrace it, knowledge, other day I mentioned, what is the purpose of the knowledge?
Action.
Two ways to look at it. Educated means committed. You make commitment yourself. Commitment has to come from within. Janti deva, Jasam tu antagata papam jananam punna karmana, 728. Te danda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhrirabhrata. You want to serve Krishna? Krishna said on that verse, Dhrirabhrata, full conviction, determination. If you ever wonder, like, what was the difference between Prabhupada and me? Why not you think like this? What's the difference between Prabhupada and you? Both are spirit soul. But he had a conviction, determination, so strong that all this opposition came. The first result, Klashagni, but did not, when in his consciousness, it slide off, like, this is how I explain. Like, problem you will face, but it should not affect your consciousness. You should not, why it should not affect my consciousness? Because you made commitment you made. Krishna says, Janti deva pratana devan pitrin jantri pit. No. Jasam tu antagata papam jananam punna karmana. Te dandamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dhrira brata. You can only serve me with dhrira brata. Two. One is commitment, one is conviction, determination. Then nothing can touch you. And that is required. That is the purpose of nectar of devotion. Not just passing exam is good too. But purpose of Bhaktirasamrita Sidhu Vairupa Goswami Pad wrote is for this. So the first verse, I know it is not there, but Bhanu Maharaj has this Bhaktirasamrita Sidhu book. I think we can download from somewhere. Maybe actually it's in the database. You can probably separate it if you want to, or you can, if you have a database, you can go there. It's online also, you can find. Database has a one headings. It's called Adar Acharya's books. Or you can find translation by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. And then one of this thing is Bhanu Maharaj. And you'll see Bhanu Maharaj as a Bhaktirasamrita Sidhu, many books he translated. So that book, I mean, I have the book, but believe or not, I never really open. Everything is like computer for me, even though I come from a village. But because I feel everything is easy within my tips. Otherwise, you have to go to library, like open the book, which page, like you can search here on the book, you can search. So I'm a little lazy in that sense. That verse is very sweet, the first verse. It says, Kleshagni subhada moksholagata krit sudurlava sandrananda visheshatma Sri Krishna akarshani. This is how it explained. So when we chant Hare Krishna, it is also complete bhakti. But in order to manifest through chanting, yesterday I discussed that holy name is interdependent with, somebody can fill up the gap, philosophy. You cannot have a pure name just by chanting holy name. It has to have it is interdependent. More you understand, more your chanting will be pure. So Prabhupada sometimes say things very, how would you say, very simple way, which is so effective, but we don't take, maybe I don't take it seriously because it's like one of the lectures. He said, we are going on the street chanting, people are attracted and they will come to the movement. When they come to the movement, they will understand the philosophy and then they will be able to chant pure name. Oh, he said the same thing, but it's very simple way. Holy name is first, then you get into philosophy, then you chant pure name. You cannot chant pure name just by chanting. That's why some of our even spiritual teacher, leader, they said that we need to promote this education. Without education, you cannot be committed. When you are educated, you become committed. Because whatever we do, can someone go to 6.1.6. In order for you to get out of the karma, whatever, all the suffering you have, but can you get out of the karma on your own just by chanting? 6.1.11. This is a famous verse in Bhagavatam that Sukdev Goswami says, doesn't matter how much you are chanting, if you do not understand this philosophy, you can never get out of the karma. And what is the first result of the today's things? Klasha Agni. You can break down. Klasha means suffering. There are three types of suffering, four ways to look at it. Suffering, Gni. I don't know how you say it. Can you say it? Gni. G-N-I, Gni. Just write. Klesha Gni, not Agni, not A. Gni. Gni means destroy, disappear, or oblivion, slowly. So klesha, suffering, will destroy or disappear. How? You have it, Prabhu, that verse?
Yes.
Can you read the translation?
Sukdev Goswami, the son of Vedvyas, answered, "My dear king, since acts meant to neutralize impious actions are also fruitive, he will not release one from the tendency to act fruitive. Persons who subject themselves to the rules and regulations of atonement are not at all intelligent. Indeed, they are in the mode of darkness. Unless one is freed from the mode of ignorance, trying to counteract one action to another is useless, because this will not uproot one's desires. Thus, even though one superficially seems pious, he will undoubtedly be prone to act impiously. Therefore, real atonement is enlightenment in perfect knowledge, Vedanta, by which one understands the Supreme Absolute."
Very good. Bhagavatam also, second verse, very famous verse. It says that how you will uproot. Dharma prajita kaita batra parama nirmat saranam satam vedam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayan unmulanam. Unmulanam means uproot. When you understand the philosophy, Bhagavatam, it will really uproot from your consciousness, from your heart. So it is very important, and you all are doing it. We are chanting, we are also trying to understand the philosophy side by side. What did Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said yesterday? I mentioned, who remembers? This is in Bhakti Vikas Maharaj's book, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's own quote. Worshipping Krishna without Radharani is incomplete and imperfect. If you go to India, there are millions worship Krishna without Radharani. They have a painting. Krishna is standing on a globe. Krishna is alone. And Prabhupada, you wonder why Prabhupada hammer on this? Krishna is never alone. It's like, why is he saying this? Because people think Krishna is Supreme God. Krishna is Supreme God. Radharani is also Supreme God. We do not ever see Krishna without Radharani. This is an imperfect vision, imperfect understanding. You follow? They are not masculine and feminine of this world, but they are the divinity, divine personality of supreme masculine and feminine together as God. Absolute is Krishna and his supreme potency Radharani together. Is that clear? So he says, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, worshipping Krishna without Radharani is imperfect and incomplete. Similarly, chanting Hare Krishna without hearing about the glory of chanting is also imperfect and incomplete. So we have to hear and chant, hear and chant, hear and chant. Is that clear, everybody? Okay, good. So first, I'm going to just go very quick. You did a first class. I'm just giving little bit here, there. 3 causes of suffering. What are those? First of all, what is the root of our suffering? Avidya. Avidya. What is avidya? It is not in this book, but in the Sanskrit sloka is more. What is avidya? If you really think, what is avidya? The Bhaktivinoda Thakur write a song. Avidya jata mayara vaibhav. Tuma jai Sri Gaurnitai Bhagavan ki jai. Tumara bhajane badha. Anitya sangsare mohajanmaya. Jibike koroye gadha. Would you explain why donkey carries so much load? And in front of donkey, what, did you see the donkey? Do you know donkey? I grew up seeing the donkey laundryman. I saw. In Mayapur also, I don't know nowadays. But some places still the donkeys, they have a little grass in front like this. It's always hanging in front. And he said, I have to keep on going. I'll get it. I'll get it. When I done the job, I'll get the grass. What is wrong with that?
Focusing on grass.
Well, he has to eat. When you are hungry, if there is a samosa hanging, you want to catch it. Or rosgo, I don't know, in hunger, whatever your appetite is.
There's a lot of things.
What is the first wrong? There is a plenty of grass. He sees that, but he doesn't see it. Avidya. This covering is called ignorance. There's so many fields, they're filled with grasses, isn't it? But why he doesn't see it? This is layer, is, you know, cataract, well, you may not know. One who has a cataract, they will tell you, yeah, I could not see anything. They will say like you as a shadow. When cataract is gone, oh, she's a Western body, devotee. But when he has a cataract, he will see like some dark, some person is there, maybe, maybe not. They literally see. I'm talking about in a real life. Call me, even atheist can understand that. So similarly, in front of donkey's vision, this cover that he has to work hard to get this grass. And he will do whole day. He cannot even move. In a morning walk, when Prabhupada said, this is going on. So devotee came, he said, Prabhupada, what is going on? So that this man is hitting the donkey. He said, come on, hey, hey. The word, I don't know. Don't ask me what's the meaning of that. They say, hey, hey, means you go, go, come on, something like that. But they express that. And the donkey is like so heavy, can't move, doesn't want to go. But he is forced to do. We are also forced to do this last greed. We are after this sense gratification, including me. Why? Because we feel that this is what I need. It's the same concept donkey has. That's why our Acharya gives this. So this Klashogni, the first result, began from where? Not Klashogni, Klasha. If we break it. Ni means remove, bhakti will remove. Klasha, 5 things makes Klasha. Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Desha, Abhinivesh. So Prabhupada Sannyas Guru, one lecture was recorded by Prabhupada's disciple. When he passed away in 1968, Prabhupada got the telegram. He was in Seattle. Prabhupada cried because his Sannyas Guru, his godbrother. But one devotee went and recorded. What is an interesting Bengali class? I never heard. It was a very interesting class. He says that one man came to temple to take a feast. You buy the lunch for your family, like some rupees you have to pay. So then after Bhoga Arati finish everything, they get a plate for sharing. So while this man was eating, he threw up because he had some sickness or something. Threw up, really could not. And then they took him in his room. So the other can eat because throw up, smell is like horrible. The man is in a room lying down. Then after everybody ate, the grandchildren came. So he's asking the man, grandchildren, did you eat? What did you eat? Did you eat the rasgulla? Did you get the rasgulla? I said, we got just what? How many you got? So that brahmachari reported to the Maharaj. So Maharaj, he's sick, but he's asking so many. He said, this is called abhinivesh. This is the sickness that he cannot understand. Why did I not eat? I came sick. How this happened? Instead, he's obsessed of the sense gratification. It is not the facility. You know, even some brahmachari or some sannyasi, they may not have facility, but obsession may not be, may be there. So dangerous. It has to be purified. If we don't understand this 5 level, what makes the avidya? So first is the asmita, means false ego, separate interest. What is false ego? In one sense, you can say separate interest, period. Separate interest from bhakti is what called asmita. So avidya, asmita, then raga and desha. So raga is that you have an incessant, I want it, I want it. Did he text me back? Did she text me back? I want to be with her. I want to be with him. It's like an obsession, you follow? But that passion, one is obsession to enjoy, another is passion to pursue. Even though his obstacle is not coming through, but he doesn't give up or she doesn't give up. And desha means hate it. That person is like old relationship. Yesterday, this boy, so I gave him the card, a brief discussion. He also little danced with me. And I forgot his girlfriend name. He said, my girlfriend was with a group. Are you guys one of this group? I said, we are with the group of God. I don't know what group she was. So he said something, I never heard it. I don't know, some kind of. Anyway, so I said, what is that you don't like? Oh, she was obsessed with it. I said that, what is that you did not like? Very shortly, you know, because we were walking still. He said something like, you have to give up everything to do this kind of things. I said, what do you have to give up? I mean, do you drink poison? So, what? I said, poison, you know poison? It's like cyanide, potassium cyanide, like it. Oh, no, no, no. I said, why not? No, that's bad. I said, so you giving up also a lot of stuff. You just didn't see, maybe she saw somewhere bad. That's why she wants you to give it up. Maybe she didn't explain. Then he's looking at me. And he said, so there are certain things bad. We have to give up. I say, yeah, there's nothing wrong. Come to temple. This is the card. Maybe you can ask. They will tell you. But this is scientifically. But people who are ignorant, they may not like to give it up. And I'm not saying they should give it up. They should know why it's giving up. We're not giving up for regulatory pins. Why? Because there is a bad reaction. We don't want to be part of that suffering. So we voluntarily give up. Is it? Those who are intelligent, they see the regulation as a protection. Rules, regulation as a protection. Those who are not intelligent, they feel like restriction, suffocation. I mean, it's true. It's a fact. Its question is how far your intelligence is waking. More your intelligent waking, you will see this rules regulation. Wow, this give me freedom. I can be liberated from the effect of sinful nature just by. So they're called high intelligence. And these are the devotees in our movement. So, okay, I went too far on the avidya. So avidya, this chapter, avidya, from avidya what comes? No, that's 5 for the definition of what the origin of avidya made of. But in this chapter, it did not talk about that. From avidya comes what? A desire. That is called seed. It says bijam. I think Prabhupada also put bijam. But bijam means the desire. I want to enjoy separately from Krishna. It's good to have a lot of money, I'll become the richest man, next richest man in the world. Some idea is there. I mean, it's there. Even with the devotees, with the karmis, is full-fledged. They work so hard just to pile up some money. So this is the seed. So then seed, when they have money, what they do? sinful activities. You can see this is a chronological. This chapter, you have to like, you can apply in your own life. Like, is that what I did? Yeah. Before I came to Krishna consciousness, that's what it is. And that's what people do. So first is avidya, that 5 things together. Then avidya creates, come on, help me.
Desires.
Desire. What is called? Seed. Seed of desire. I want to enjoy. I want to have a house on Daytona Beach. No, maybe St. Augustine. So, we're making choice. So when you have money, then it will create desire. This is called seed. From seed, the sinful nature. I want, house is not just for, I want to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, or something. Like, I want to enjoy. So, seed, desire, creates sin. That's where the sin's origin. Is that good? Now, in Christianity, I studied also a little bit. Christianity, there is a sin separates from God. It's a fact, because you want to enjoy separately from God. So Bible is not wrong in that sense, it's correct. Avidya create the seed of desire or seed, then creates what? Sin. Then sin creates suffering. You will get a reaction. May not be immediately. Just like you put a garbanja bean. Everybody knows garbanja bean. You don't know garbanja bean? Huh. If you soak it in water, in 2 days you will have a sprout. Or even mung dal sometimes sprout. Very quick, in a day, 24 hours. But if you want a Chinese bamboo, 9 months. 9 years. 9 years you have to keep on watering. You say, dear dad, there is no way anything coming out. 9 years, do you know 9 years? Try to water every day for 9 years. After 9 years, it comes out. That's why Chinese bamboo is very expensive. It's like a decoration. It's expensive, they sell. I had Chinese. I studied about it. It was interesting. So everybody understands, some sinful will immediately sprout. Some will take 1 life, even 2 life. Dhritarashtra in Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra asked that question to Krishna. What did Krishna say? That 100 years back, one place in Mahabharata it says 100, and one commentator says he found a source. There could be another day of Brahma, 50 years before. Doesn't matter, I mean 50 life before. So even 100 life or 50 life still to me a bit long life. 100 lives before, Dhritarashtra committed something horrible. He killed those 100 chicks brutally for his stomach. And their parents from the tree watching and crying. And they literally like, you think the rooster cannot curse? They curse. Pigeon can curse. We may think like, who cares the birds? Be careful. They watch you. They may not speak English or your mother tongue, but they watch you. They talk to they talk in their language. I don't know what that language is. But nonetheless, we should be aware that Krishna is in their heart and they are hurt if we do something harmful to the animals and others. So they cursed. And he got result after 100 life. Can you imagine? So he asked Krishna, why I had to wait that long? He said, to have 100 children is not just like that. You pass semen and child will born. No. Even in America, they don't know the answer, modern science. How come some parents cannot have a child? They have to get artificial semen from some man's body. Because it is controlled. It is not like you do it. So similarly, Dhritarashtra asked that question. He said, well, you have to build the credit for many life. So after 50 life, you got the credit. Now you have 100 children and you suffered for that reaction. Everybody understand what I'm trying to say? So some seed will fructify in 1 life. Don't ask that question, why not everything in 1 life right now? So next life is clear. Clean slate. I'll make a new writings of my life. Now, a karma is like this. This is what it is. So, avidya, then bijam, then papam, then kutam, suffering, or you can say storehouse. Storehouse, why I'm saying opera of the storehouse, because some will experience right now, some will experience all of a sudden. Life was good. That man told me very clearly, life was good until I had a car accident. I said, why car accident? He said, I don't know. Now I cannot walk and I cannot go to work. I'm just stuck. It's miserable life. I said, it was there when you were born. Only thing is that you didn't have a surveillance lens or that kind of eye to see what is in your life. But if you have taken bhakti, you could burn to this or minimize. Krishna minimize. Other day I gave 4 tips on the bhakti, how we can see bhakti. That third one was, what was third one? First one was discrimination. Develop discriminating power. What will bind you? What will liberate you? What was the next one? Determination. Determination for what? To do good thing or right thing and avoid wrong thing. What was the third? Come on.
Strength.
No, minimizing.
Understand, yeah.
Yes, minimization. When you really pray, my Lord, please allow me to serve you. Please allow. When you do this kind of prayers, please make me an instrument of your grace. So my life, I can benefit myself and benefit my family and the neighbor and everybody. Pray like this. Radhanath Maharaj prays like that. I also develop all this. I learned. One day I was chanting with Indradumna Maharaj for an hour. He has his private room and he has thousands of disciples in the Woodstock. So all of a sudden he finally stopped and he's chanting. I said, Govinda, what are you doing here? He said, I want to see how you chant so I can get affected. I said, when did you come? I said, when you started. Oh, I said, I want you to tell me, what do you think when you chant? Hey, you want me to tell you every secret? I say, yeah, that's why I'm following you. Like a loving way, not challenging. Anyway, he said few things. I will share one thing. It's very, very nice. He said, I really, really think death can come any moment in my life. There's so many devotees sometimes get inspired by my presence. My Lord Krishna, death can come any moment. Only thing I'm begging you, do not let me forget you and your service. Give me strength that I can serve you as long. I do pray nicely. I said, thank you, Maharaj, and I'll share that. He said, don't tell my name. I said, I may, because that will inspire me. So it's a very nice when you get those little bit, inside, because he really encouraged. 96,000 people were there in one fair. It's called Woodstock in Poland. If you ever go there, Poland is a nice country. Anyway, I won't go there. So when you talk about this third minimization of your past karma, this you can do. And that man says, what do I have to do then? I say, you have to start chanting. I don't have a beads, but this is an address. You can come or you call me. I'll try to arrange and come or give you, or you can have your wife drive you to that. So like this, people actually wonder about life. It is not that they don't wonder. The karmis, 99% are karmis. I mean, maybe 90%. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So we can see that actually nobody wants suffering. They want to get out of it. But if we apply ourselves, then you can help. If you don't apply, you can never give. There's a famous verse of Lord Chaitanya in chapter 4. Apani achuri dharme jeep ke shikhai, apani na koile dharma shikhano na jai. First, what I want to see in you, I have to see in me. If I cannot see in me, I cannot ask you to do it. I mean, I can tell you, but it won't work. There's no power. There's no chit shakti going with that instruction. Why we want to hear from experienced, realized soul? Because they are applying in their life. And their blessing effective. You can get blessing from anybody and everybody. But if their good sadhana, their realization is not deep enough, it won't affect us. Why need deep? Because when your bhakti is deeply rooted, challenges will come. It will not knock you out because you are deeply rooted. You will get effect, like little storm wind. You see any storm? The little root inside, knock out. Deeply rooted, they go like this, but they don't come out. It is important. Deep understanding in philosophy will give us impetus to go on forever, eternally. And actually, honestly, I don't want to brag about it, but I don't feel suffering. But suffering is there. I see that. My body demands food, this, that. But suffering is there, but it doesn't affect. Before, I would get like a pre-ulcer symptom, all kinds of. Nowadays, if I don't want to eat, I can fast whole day. It doesn't bother. It's like a relief, like I feel like, wow, this is so powerful. Bhakti, whatever these 6 results, these all true. Why not you apply this in your life now? Why you want to just hold on to the philosophy? Like experience this, then it will speak louder. And louder, not just a sound measurement, what they call RPM, vibration, but effective way. So this is very nice. This chapter itself is so nice.
What's the fourth one?
Now the from Aprarabdha storehouse, it will go to the Kutam. Kutam means fine print. You don't know. It is there, but it is not visible. Nobody knows. All of a sudden, this man got car accident. Was the car accident there in his life? Yes. But he could not see. Astrologer could see if they are a genius astrologer. I saw a man just by looking at the forehead. He told this. I think I mentioned this. I won't say the name because I respect that sannyasi. He said, there is a woman in his life. He said, you speak English, you can say. We are speaking in our language. I said, he said, you can explain. I said, no, you can speak. I don't, I was scared actually to tell him. And he took his Brahman thread. He was not a devotee, but he's a very pakka Brahman, best astrologer. He took his Brahman thread. He said, you are not a sannyasi. You're having association with him. He had 2 other assistants. He just walked out. He told me, let's get out from. But he disappeared. Well, maybe I should not say all this, then you'll figure it out. But anyway, was a good example in my life, how this actually works. They can read fine print. It's called Kuta. You see the word in this chapter, Kuta? Prabhupada, what did Prabhupada translate? Kuta. Kuta, Bija, like this. Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, Kuta, Bija. These are 4. So Kuta means fine print. Not everybody can see. Everybody will see when the time comes. Boom, car accident. Boom, disease. Oh, that man got cancer. Or cancer was there already when he was born. But he did not know. That's why everybody, whole world should accept this bhakti. Whole world should accept Krishna consciousness if they want to live a good life. But it's difficult to explain them in their level. You can explain, but in their level, it's difficult. Because they have a pre-impression. I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy this. I want to do this. So it's difficult. But if they build little liberal heart, Mahaprabhu says 2 things if you have. Udar Mahati Sarvat. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Udar Mahati, if you can put it, Udar, U-D-A-R-A. Udar Mahati Sarvattama Buddhi Nana Kaje Bhaje Bhai Pai Bhukti Siddhi. Wow. Even if you did not purify, you still have a sense enjoyment. But if you are liberal, liberal, like don't close yourself. When you meet someone or some idea, I was very stubborn, and I see that it changed within me because I want to just hear. Even if it is against, I want to hear what it is. I'm not going to just hate that person and walk out. No. Just see. You found it? Udara. Udara Mahati. Udara Mahati Sarvattama Buddhi Naja Kaje Bhaje. So Mahaprabhu says, if you have a liberal mind, and you are intelligent. Two things, your liberal mind and you are intelligent. Even you have a sense enjoyment spirit. You found it?
Yes.
Can you read Prabhupada's translation?
Dharma ki yandra
Sarvottama buddhi, nana kaje bhaje pai.
If a person is actually
Microphone. This is a beautiful verse. I'm not saying you all have a problem, but in case if you see somebody devotee has a problem, tell them this.
if a person is actually liberal and intelligent, he can advance and become perfect in devotional service, even if he has material desires and serves the Lord with some achievement.
See that? Somebody has a bad motives, material desire is there, but if he can keep his heart open, this is not going to come from outside. You have to decide. Let this person, let's see, be respectful and see, even if it's wrong, just remain liberal and intelligent. You'll get perfection. Mahaprabhu said, very powerful. Yes, Prabhu.
Can you elaborate on what exactly?
Liberal means udar. Udar means the person you're talking or person you're going to share, they don't have a pre-qualification. No prerequisite. Means anybody you see or meet, you see as a potential candidate. Other day I was talking, when the sculpture, I personally saw, I'm a little, critical. I always inquire people what they see. So this man is a very famous sculptor. He's on the way to Mayapur. So we stopped there. For some reason, everybody stopped there for bathroom and all. So we stopped, and I was talking to him. I said, when you see a marble slab, and I see a marble slab, I know what I'm thinking, but what do you think? He said, when I see marble slab, I see the deity I'll carve. Wow, this is the vision. He doesn't see marble slab. Or he does, but he doesn't really see like me. But when I see marble slab, that's all I see. But he see a deity. I say, what a vision, what a perception he has. So this is potential. He sees the potentiality that he can take deity out. Prabhupada, when I heard the lecture, Prabhupada said, I see the potential devotee in every soul. 1967, in first lecture in New York, he said, I see the potential of pure devotee in this soul. Wow, I want to develop that. And when you think about it, in every person you meet, we lose the resentment. Even if they're eating hot dog or doesn't matter sinful, we don't. Because he or she is a devotee, potential devotee, not devotee at this moment, potential. Then judgmental or sentimental disappears, which is two blocks in our perception, judgmental and sentimental. It's very dangerous, very dangerous. Yes, Prabhu.
Because this is basic. So, was only Dharka is only related to how that
Yes.
it's not related to our
Correct. But if I'm not liberal, when I deal with other devotee, I'll be judgmental. I'll be sentimental. Oh, I cannot stop it. It's all like a natural. So to stay liberal, I have to cultivate. He has a potential. He has a potential. He's a potential devotee, even though he is doing nonsense. But potential devotee means, how can I deliver this that he will take it? This changes our mood. I see within me. Honestly, Prabhu, I was a horrible person. I was not a devotee even though I was with hanging around. If horrible person can transform everybody in this world, sometimes I feel I was probably the most horrible demoniac nature than anybody else. So if I can change by their mercy, anybody can change. Yes.
Also, Bhagavatam says, Akam sarva
Kamava moksha kamota.
That's also.
It gives the impetus. But this is directly say that if you have a liberal mind, liberal, very clear. And I was like, this is not possible. Because generally we think like I have a lust or I have a greed or whatever, somebody. But if that person is liberal and intelligent and taking shelter of Krishna consciousness, it's okay. Don't judge. Don't judge, even though he maybe have a, sense enjoyment spirit. It's all right. He will get success, as Mahaprabhu said this. Yeah, so nice.
Narad Muni converted a Buddhari.
Yes,
That's
yes, yes, yes. Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, so I want to give this sequence. First, Avidya. Avidya produce what?
Desire.
Desire. What is the desire in Sanskrit we call? Bija. Bija means seed, but seed of desire. Desire is the seed actually. Without everybody understand how we function in our day-to-day life. I know you do function, but did you ever analytically thought? From that verse 262, Bhagavad Gita, I was contemplating for hours and hours. And then I found like, wow, Krishna's grace. First comes in our life, idea. It's just an idea. And you contemplate on the idea. When you contemplate, there's some reflection. Automatically, reflection. Ah, this means this. Okay, Krishna. Thank you for reminding that. Then what happened? Idea, when it is reflecting, intelligence start hit. Intelligent capture. When intelligence captures, then your mind will start functioning. Then body will automatically follow. Even liking somebody, if your idea, okay, he's a potential devotee, even though this person is a beef eater, whatever, but you think like idea, he's a potential devotee, contemplate. And then at one point, intelligent will eat. How can I benefit that will Nityananda Prabhu will be happy? There's one verse in song. Dastari laiva mi punnaha bekam. Nityananda Prabhu's prayers, Vrindavan Das Thakur write. Every person you introduce Hare Krishna or Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu at the time of death will be witnessing. Prahladananda, yes, he just passed away. He has all this credit. He gave book to this person, this person, this person he introduced. The whole list in front of him. Where is going to go? Nityananda Prabhu. Golok Vrindavan. Isn't so nice? So nice. Those things are little impetus to me. Impetus. When I see somebody, how can I make him at least little favorable? Even if he has no interest, keep it still favorable. Thank you. That's nice. Like yesterday, one couple said, we're Jehovah Witness. I said, wonderful. I am very interested. She said, oh yeah, very good. So at least favorable. When there is a time, even a situation come, because it happened, that opposition in the city mayor's office, opposition 2% out of 11, 9 favorable to ISKCON, and 2% did not. But because one devotee was so nice to them, even though they are not interested, he said, you know what? It's okay. These people are nice. So the mayor asked, you always oppose previous meeting. But this is secret, just because if you go to New York, the mayor, very favorable to us. Hansurupa Prabhu said, we don't have a parking because we are in a, center of, surrounded by 5-star hotels. We are like a very high, prominent, $100 million building. We have 2 buildings. Actually, we got another next also within. So it's a big asset and we are going to flourish from there. But we don't have parking. Mayor is so good. He says, anytime you need, you tell me. He gave 10 blocks. It's a reserve for Hare Krishnas, for Janmashtami, for festivals. We don't take advantage, but we take advantage for festival. So like this, even if it is like a surprise, those 2 people were opposed. But then they said, it's okay, they're nice people. Because they feel like competition. But because we are nice to them, and they say this, he said, oh, I met one Hare Krishna. He was very nice, actually. I think they're nice people. It's okay. I support. That's it. Because if you have a vote against it, the mayor doesn't want to just give it. But it was so nice. So we can establish Krishna consciousness if we transform ourselves, not transforming others first ourselves. Then it will reflect. Okay, sorry, I went back. So avidya, then desire of seed, it takes us where? Activity, little more. Activity, sinful activities is like what? Making money, illegal job, whatever it is. Then, so seed is to make the money. Then what do you do with the money? Sinful activities. Gambling or a girlfriend, boyfriend, or a better house. Enjoy, sin. Separate interest. What that produce? More desire. Very good. This is creating future. But this is also going suffering. So this is two-way. And then it makes it pre-impression. I like that activity. I love that ice cream. So in future, it will pop up again. There is a ice cream shop. What they call? No, not Burn. That's the book. What is it? Anyway, we don't have, good that I don't remember. It's gone. That's good. I used to be addicted to little ice cream something. Yeah.
So in that process between like our suffering, after suffering, what makes us want to commit that same thing again after suffered?
Impression.
Impression?
Yeah, that's called kuta.
So why is that memory of suffering like not, why does it not accompany? What?
You have to come to bhakti. You have to pray to Lord, my Lord, when I suffer like this, I cannot focus on you. Can you please protect me so I can serve you? And when you say like this, slowly dissolves.
So
But
we
people
don't-
don't say it, so they repeat their own suffering again.
So that doesn't, it doesn't matter the reason why, just the overcome it is pretty much just through prayer.
Well, people do atonement. You can go every Sunday and make your confession.
I'm just trying to understand like what causes one like us to continue committing something, doing something
Impression.
that causes us suffer.
Impression. Yeah,
Also just
you
like
write it
when I-
down. Two types of impression. One impression, you don't have a pen. Two types of impression. One impression is called Adhunik Sanskar, another is Praktan Sanskar. You don't have to remember the Sanskrit. Adhunik Sanskar means how your upbringing. I want that mommy, I want that mommy. That's impression. You will experience this. Every emotion investment, emotion are two-way invested, positive and negative. And I could relate when I was studying this. I could relate because once upon a time, I was into stock market and I lost a big chunk, over $250,000. Just whole thing evaporate. You know, I put like $400,000. I got it like 7,000 at the end. I was like, oh, but it doesn't bother me. But I used to talk bad about it with other devotees. That is called negative investment. But I'm not involved in stock market, but I'm expressing my emotional feeling. You follow? Those become the impression that hate things, that I hate stock market is also bad. When I love the stock market, it's a positive investment. Now it's negative investment. You should not do any investment. Impression is built like this. You know, an artist, are you an artist? Okay. You can talk to an artist, you'll see what they do. I learned from Pushkar Prabhu, you know Pushkar Prabhu in Alachua. So in the class, I saw him like doing little rough sketch, some dot here, there. See, what are you doing? He said, do you know how to draw? I said, no. He said, that's how you do it. So I learned from him. So I said, teach me. And he was very kind because I always have an eagerness, something I don't know, I want to learn and I can apply it. So they do like a little rough sketch, you know. Once they convince, yes, this looks good, then they'll take the paintbrush or something. They don't just take the paintbrush and just start. You follow? Anything, flower or deer or anything. First they do rough. This rough is the impression. Paintbrush is the manifestation. I apply the same thing. Because according to that sloka, that's what it says, the impression. I say, what is the impression? Oh, those dots. And then once it is complete, it will manifest. It's like, wow. All these years, I didn't see this man. I love this man. I want to marry him. Or I love this girl. Where did this come from all of a sudden? It was there. We're just waiting. A time came. Yes.
What is the second impression? One is the upbringing.
This is upbringing, adhunik. Praktan. Praktan means carrying some deep impression from previous lives. You did not dissolve it. It's going on life after life, life after life. I hate my brother. Be careful. You're going to pay for it. You're going to suffer for it. You'll take a birth where your brother will hate you. Where does it stop? It doesn't stop. This is Prabhupada's point. It doesn't stop until you enter bhakti. Bhakti can destroy this. Chanting Hare Krishna can destroy this. Literally destroy. That's why whole world has to be Hare Krishna, Krishna conscious. Otherwise, there is a suffering. They're just trying to, there are a lot of helper in this world. What they're trying? I'm carrying a big luggage. I did that when I was a little boy. We had a big farm. I come from a Jamindar family. What do you call it? Jamindar. You know Jamindar. Like a big landlord type. So my father's father, he had 52 villages. King gave him 52 villages. So like this. So I remember you carry a baggage on your head, a big load. Somebody say, you are suffering so heavy. So he lift it and then put it on the shoulder. Oh, thank you. I feel so good. But I'm still carrying it. It just shifted. I don't know. You do it one day. I did this for days. Not intentionally knowing that in future I'll use this. But you're carrying something, you just shift from this shoulder to that shoulder. You feel, wow, what a relief. That person is suffering. Doctor cured this, but another disease is coming in future. He's not getting out. She's not getting out. It's just shifting. And they think this is a great help. This is not help at all. But you have to explain them. Otherwise, they may not like your opinion. How can you say this scientist is discovering this? You say everything useless? No, we say useless because it does not completely destroy our suffering. It's just shifting from one body to another body or another. It's like shifting. And you feel like, okay, I was very happy on the right shoulder. Now on left shoulder, I feel better. Thank you. That was so good. Oh, why are you still carrying the weight? After a while, it will become again heavy. Then somebody will come, don't worry, I'll put it on the other. Oh, thank you. This is good. So that's all the help in this world. Bhakti destroy literally this. You don't have to carry any more weight. Is that give a good some idea? Okay. Can somebody give me reflection? I'm just I want to convince myself that I deliver this. That there is a cycle of the suffering. How this cycle goes, can somebody tell me? First is, next, third, activities, which is sinful in a sense because it's separately from bhakti, separate interest. Fourth, more desire also, suffering. Suffering starts. And now it goes back again. So it's a cycle. Avidya has a 5. I won't go details now. They have notes. You can put it on your WhatsApp group so other can be benefited. Believe me, when you share with others, you will grow spiritually. Mahaprabhu is happy. Okay. Now, can somebody just tell me in one cycle how this? Purnachandra Prabhu. Microphone, please.
It starts with Avidya. Then you have Bija, is higher. Is higher than its activities. It's separate from Krishna, so it's a simple act. And then that starts suffering. Suffering has prarabdha. So immediately.
Good. Also, there is an impression built that, as you mentioned, it will create another
Yes.
later.
Kuta.
Yeah, Kuta. Good, good. So this cycle never stop, never will stop. When it will stop, you can end with it.
We take bhakti.
Very good. That's why it's called Klesha Agni. Now it's already 9:07. I'm also, my body is demanding something. So when we come back, we'll do the second, but I'll go through other 5 little short, very quick. Is that okay? Because this chapter is also very important. 2 to 16 is sadhan bhakti. We can go very quick, no problem. But 17, 18, I think one whole session or maybe 2 sessions, and 19, 1 session. Just will be good. Okay, thank you. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha Kalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Vechapati Tanam Pavane. Krishna